Hey, what's up guys? John here. Biden has talked a lot about increasing taxes, and the wealthy are very nervous about this. They're asking themselves and their advisors, how can we build out a plan and a strategy to escape all of Biden's taxes? And if we have the right plan, then we can hold this family wealth in the family rather than just giving it away. And then mainstream media sells this narrative that now that taxes are increased, what's essentially going to happen is all the money from the top is going to trickle down to the middle and to the bottom, and everyone is going to live a very healthy and beautiful lifestyle. There's going to be no inequality, no inequity, everything is going to be perfect. However, that's not likely to happen. Now, I'm going to break down what their plan is, their strategy is, and who knows, maybe even you could use this strategy to escape all these taxes. So please smash that like button. When you hit the like button, YouTube's going to share this content to educate more people about personal finance, real estate, evading taxes legally, and passive income. Let's begin. So the very rich already have a plan to escape Biden's tax increases. Came out this morning, 8 a.m., a strategy called private placement life insurance is a loophole that one policy expert says is entirely legal, easy to exploit, and politically very hard to close. Wealthy Americans are scrambling for places to hide from plans by Democrats to hike their taxes. Many on Wall Street think they found just the thing. A niche strategy called private placement life insurance, or PPLI, was already gaining popularity among the very rich for its ability to shield fortunes from taxes. Now some advisors to the top 0.1% say it's dominating conversations with their clients. The threat of higher taxes with President Biden calls making billionaires and millionaires pay their fair share isn't the only factor sparkling interest in PPLI. A little noticed change in U.S. insurance law at the end of 2020 makes the tool more powerful. At the same time, the competition among insurance carriers and advisory firms is giving rich investors more flexibility, lower cost, and a wider choice of products on PPLI platforms. As long as assets are held in a PPLI policy, they escape taxes. When a policyholder dies, heirs inherit the PPLI's contents tax-free. Those perks strike the heart of Biden's plan to get the very wealthy to pay more taxes on their investments, especially on capital gains that currently aren't levied if assets are held until death. So the taxes Biden wants to hike, you have the IRS enforcement, global minimum tax, anti-inversion rules, capital gains tax, payroll tax, minimum profit tax, income tax, real estate breaks, private equity, fossil fuel breaks, a ton of taxes. Private placement life insurance poses a serious obstacle to President Biden's goal of guaranteeing that high-income individuals pay tax on large gains at least once per lifetime, said Daniel Hemmel, a law professor at University of Chicago who's been talking with Democrats in Washington about ways to limit the strategy. PPL's massive loophole, entirely legal, easy to exploit, and politically very hard to close. When more and more assets are flowing into more PPLI strategies, it remains a slim slice of the trillions of dollars held in portfolios of the richest Americans. The American Council of Life Insurance, the industry's trade group, doesn't even track PPLI policies. If Biden and Democrats are successful at passing a reconciliation bill that hikes taxes, the strategy may go more mainstream, at least among those with the capital gains to protect from the IRS. Clients are very interested in this right now, says Tara Thompson Pompernick, Director of Research at Bernstein Private Wealth Management, Wealth Planning and Analysis Group. It takes some education to get them to wrap their head around the concept because it's not buying life insurance. PPLI has its drawbacks. Strict and very complicated rules determine whether PPLI policies qualifies as life insurance, as important distinctions because that's what gives these accounts their tax benefits. The policies can fail if not funded properly over time. Once assets are in PPLI, they can't be taken out with a big tax bill, although they can be borrowed against or rolled into another insurance product. And that's exactly what they do. They form this PPLI policy, they stock assets inside of this policy, and they simply just borrow against it. They borrow against it. all of which is a non-taxable event. So I believe the mainstream media, the main picture that most people see is big yachts, they see mansions, and they think that these billionaires are bringing in massive profits every single year, which they are, but they're not taxable profits. They're buying assets, other companies, and they're borrowing against these companies and using those proceeds to fulfill the lavish lifestyle that they live. The IRS rules also requires policyholders give up day-to-day control of their PPLI investment choices, a deal breaker for some, and the portfolio needs to be diversified in particular ways. Despite the hassles, qualifying for as life insurance comes with unique perks. Death benefits paid when an insured person passes away avoid all taxes, and gains on investments held within the insurance policy builds up tax-free. The tools can be combined with other loopholes. Family offices, for example, can buy PPLI policies inside Dynasty Trust, which are vehicles that let multiple generations of wealthy heirs avoid estate tax. To exploit its advantage to the maximum, advisors try to stuff as much money into a PPLI while paying as little possible in insurance costs. Really, the point is to not pay a lot for insurance piece, Thompson Poppernick said. The bare minimum you need to start a PPLI policy is about $2 million, advisors say, but it's far more common for investors to devote at least $5 million to the strategy, enough to make the administration and legal startup costs worthwhile. Withdrawing money from a PPLI policy while you're still alive is taxable, so you should only deploy money that you're sure you'll never need. In other words, you'll need to be extremely wealthy to even think about the tax shelter like PPLI. Rich people can do things other people can't, said Edward Godin, president of Preservation Capital Partners. Gordon said, so busy it's not even funny advising clients on PPLI policies. And relaxed requirements, a COVID relief law signed by Trump in December makes PPLI even more attractive. The package contained a provision that changes the interest rate assumptions on life insurance policies. The politically powerful life insurance industry has argued the current rules were unworkable in a low interest rate environment, so Congress relaxed the requirements for policies to qualify for favorable tax treatment. Even the PPLI's popularity has spread. It's primarily pitched to clients as a place to put investments like hedge funds or credit products that generate lots of taxable income at the top rate. These can surpass 50% when you include the top federal ordinary tax rate of 37% and state and local income taxes in California and New York City. If all these investments are subject to ordinary taxes, as Biden proposed for those earnings, more than $1 million per year, then a borrow array of investments would make sense in a PPLI policy. Democrats in Congress who are beginning the process of turning Biden's tax plan into legislation disagree on how much tax rates on capital gains. Because of potential pitfalls, the complexity of PPLI clients who are initially interested sometimes end up thinking twice before committing their money, advisory said. This can get very complicated, and there's a percentage of our clients who value simplicity above all things, said John Ripchick, wealth strategist at Goldman Sachs, Arco Personal Finance Management, which offers financial planning to corporate executives. Carrier providing PPLI policies have tried to attract customers by making their platforms easier to use. Fees are coming down, Ripchick said. Investment options are becoming more competitive. Market leader Lombard International, owned by Blackstone, dominates the market, but several other firms are now offering the product to improve their pitch to the wealthy and their most trusted advisors. Some providers are now allowing their advisors to keep control of the PPLI investments. To comply with the rules, PPLI assets need to go in a separate account that clients technically don't have any input. But clients often choose their own advisor to manage the fund and set their goals and how they want it to be invested. Hemmel, the University of Chicago, said one option to stop wealthy from using PPLI to escape taxes is to cap the size of a life insurance death benefits. Another is to write stricter IRS regulations, perhaps further limiting the control that policy holders are allowing to have over investment choices. Hemmel has warned other tax policy experts PPLI is relatively easy workaround that will allow high net worth individuals to generate virtually unlimited amounts of investment income while avoiding capital gains taxes during life and death. What do you think about this? What do you think about this tax strategy? You know, it kind of blows my mind reflecting back onto my childhood because I was never taught anything along these lines about financial education, about taxes, about how to become wealthy. Nothing. It was a lot of just blah. Nothing that really changed my life. Nothing that made my life better. You kind of have to go out of your way today to learn the important things that are going to shape your life and your family's life to set up yourself and structure yourself. Because as they continue increasing taxes and things get harder and harder, it's going to be the smart, it's going to be the creative that do very well and thrive and succeed going forward. Drop your comments below. What do you think about this strategy? I'm really curious. Please smash that like button, hit the subscribe button here. Also consider subbing on my second channel. I'll leave the link pinned down below in the top comment, and I'll see you guys in the next video.